All right.
All right, welcome back to the Bailey Boys Show. We have lots to talk about today, but first things first, we got the
Hmm.
apology. We owe the listeners an apology.
True.
Um, we're gonna get into why everything happened like it happened last week in this episode. Essentially, it was bad situation after bad situation after bad situation.
You
But
mean good situation after good
well,
situation after good
it
situation.
started with a really good situation that turned into a bad situation that turned into a not great situation, but it ended up being an okay situation. Needless to say, there were just lots of events that happened in sequence that caused us to have a not stellar live stream
Hmm.
and caused us to miss an episode last week. But we're back. We're bringing some quality content, and hopefully, it doesn't happen again. We're working on being better about our, I guess, permanence on the schedule. But last
Yeah.
week we just had some stuff going on, and I didn't have the capacity to make a post to warn anyone that we weren't going to be posting because there was a
True. True.
hurricane. And we'll get into
Hurricane.
that in a
What
second.
was what was the name of the hurricane?
Idalia, Hurricane
Idalia.
Idalia. Yeah.
Idalia.
Yeah, I don't. Well, is it Idalia or Idalia? People were saying Idalia down here, but
I had no idea.
yeah, I don't know.
Italian food. Idalia hurricane.
Yeah, yeah. My grandfather says Italian just to mess with my mother. It's pretty funny. Anyway,
Nice.
uh, I do want to get to something. So it's a sad day for us, a great day for Saluki football,
Hmm.
but sad day
Oh
for
yeah.
us.
True.
It's the first home game that we haven't been on campus for in a long, long time.
That is true.
But the dogs, they fought through, dogs by 90,
Dogs by
and
90.
destroyed Austin, or Austin, PA, or P, or however you say the second part. But yeah, absolutely
Italian.
destroyed them. Yeah, I was sitting at a restaurant with some family. Some family was visiting,
Hmm.
and I was checking the score like every 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go dogs, go dogs!" It was pretty nice.
Yeah,
But
they blew him out of the water and put the reserves in, right?
yeah,
They took
yeah,
the
it was like
starters out.
it was 40 something to 3 or 40 something to like 8 or something like that
Hmm.
in the third quarter, and then they put in the backups and they scored a few touchdowns. But
Crazy.
yeah, that's good news. But anyway, today we have slated the bachelor party, which
Oh
was what we
yeah.
were doing during the live stream. That was 3 days of chaos and
Yep.
alcohol, and it was pretty fun.
It was so fast, man. Like
Yeah,
it was a blink of an eye and it was gone. Like it just feels like a fever dream. It doesn't feel like it. It's wild.
yeah.
Cuz
It was all like I didn't mean for it to be so fast paced. Like
Mhm.
I like a relaxing vacation,
Mhm.
but only going for what was it, 2.5 days really.
Yeah.
Everything was just like had to be
Yeah.
go go go.
Boom boom
Which
boom. Yep.
right. Which I had a really good time on Friday with Busch Gardens and
Mhm.
everything after that. But Saturday, I feel like because we got up so late, it was like especially rushed. It was like
Yeah,
we
that's
only
true.
had a little bit to get stuff done, but it was fun. Yeah, so we left here. When did you fly? Thursday night, right?
Yeah, I got to Savannah at like what, midnight?
Yeah, so you flew
Just
in.
about.
We were trying to stop at the bar on the way back.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the bar was
Bar was
closed.
closed.
That is an L. But
Tough. Tough.
we came back, got a little midnight snack that you thought was just delicious.
Oh,
But
it was amazing. That was the best peanut butter sandwich I've ever had in my life. It was amazing. I never had peanut butter sandwich that good. I don't think I ever made a peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter jelly sandwich ever.
really,
Like that was the
that's
first time. I only usually put peanut butter in it. I never
hmm.
put jelly. Never thought that jelly would be the thing to make me want to buy peanut butter and jelly now.
Yeah. Well, extremely popular in the U.S. for
Yeah.
a reason.
Oh, it's
uh,
good as fuck.
I'm not. Maybe this will show like people out me for this, but I usually I'll eat lunch meat, but it's like if I'm making my lunch for work,
Mm-hmm.
it's PB and J. Like
PB&J.
lunch meat, I think as soon as it gets like a certain temperature, it starts to get a little slimy, a little greasy, and it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
hard in the hot Georgia sun to keep your lunch cold. So,
Yeah, true. True.
uh, but yeah. Anyway, then you slept on the couch, got a few Z's while we were waiting on Max to
Right. Yeah,
drive
we
in.
woke up at what, like 4:30?
I woke up at 4:30
Mm-hmm.
and I texted Max and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm still." I think he said he like an hour out or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Damn, okay." And then I went back to sleep for another
Yeah.
like half hour,
Yeah.
and then I got up, was getting around, woke you up, but
At 5. Yeah, so we got like 4 hours of sleep that night. Because if I got to the airport at 12, after eating a PB&J and drinking a cider, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We woke up and we just waited for him to get there, threw the trash out and drove, right?
Right, right. Yeah, we were like, I feel bad for him because he drove 11 hours and
Mm-hmm.
then
Drove 5 more.
immediately got into the car to ride 5 more.
In the
Which,
back seat.
yeah, he got some sleep back there, but it's never quality sleep in the car,
Yeah,
you know.
that's true. That's true.
But the drive there, I thought went pretty well. One, because we weren't hungover as fuck, but
That's true.
two, it felt very fast. I don't know why, but like it felt like we were moving on the drive there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we were chatting, catching up,
Yeah,
but
true. Yeah. Well, anyway,
yeah,
we got to
the hotel.
Tampa,
Yeah.
yes, to pick up Steven and Kai, and that was around noon. And man, we were so excited to catch up. We sat there in the parking lot and talked for like 15, 20 minutes.
That's true.
You made the joke or like they couldn't find a hotel any closer to Busch Gardens
Yep.
because it was like right across the street.
You could see the roller coasters from the parking lot of the hotel. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I know it's not very typical to want to go on a theme park day for your bachelor party, but that was dope. I was really enjoying
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we rode the hell out of those coasters, man. Rode every one of them at least once,
Yes, yeah.
and like 3 or 4 of them twice.
Well,
But
I wrote
that,
every one of them except for that one at the back that was maintenance or whatever.
oh yeah, that was kind. Yeah,
The
that's
the
sad.
Kumba
Well,
or
the
whatever.
Kumba, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The
We got into the park after we got there, and the first one we rode was like that big wooden one in the front,
hmm
and I didn't realize it was gonna be like so intense because that was one of the more intense ones there.
the Iron Glizzy.
The Iron Glizzy, yes. Uh, but maybe probably wasn't the best one to take Max and Kai on since they're not big roller coaster people.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, they went crazy though. Hey,
Yeah.
I remember I was sitting right in front of Kai, and he was like, "Oh, whoa!" And he was just like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Whoa!" all the
Yeah.
time.
Well,
That was so funny.
he was freaking out a little bit before we got on the coaster, and like
True.
the best thing that you can do is let like your energy out, like you can't
Yeah.
just sit there and hold it in.
True.
So I like was just telling him like you got to let the energy out, you got to yell and make noise, otherwise you're just going to sit there and your head is going to burst because there's so much pressure.
Yep. That's true.
So
Your head's gonna
yeah,
burst.
so that I might have had something to do with him yelling in your ear, but
Yes. That was a good time.
yeah,
I gotta catch
still,
myself. I'll lose my voice if I yell too.
yeah, yeah. I
But no, yeah,
mean,
we stayed. We rode all of them. Even we got you to ride that swing. That swing was awesome.
I kid you not, I about passed out on that
It
swing.
was amazing, man. It
I
was
was
so
this
fun.
close. Like the first time. So for those of you who don't know, I really like roller coasters, but just a little afraid of heights. Holy cow!
Afraid of
Uh,
heights.
so I don't do any of like the swings or like the drop stuff. I have done the drop stuff before because my fiance really likes those, but not really a fan. Don't like those. But they really like the swing, so they rode it once, and I was like, "Nah, I'll sit down on this one." And then we brought the whole group back, and the whole group was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like they convince the whole group to do it. And I was like, no way, I'm
Oh
not gonna be the
yeah.
only one to sit out. So I like went in and then I started freaking out a little bit. It's like, oh, this isn't gonna be good. And like it starts, you can hear it like unlock.
Mm-hmm. Click.
And it's like as soon as I did that, like my stomach immediately went like queasy. Like it's like, oh no, this really isn't good. And then like I was fine on like those little swings, but
Mm-hmm.
as soon as like you get the first big swing where like you come up like
Yep. And you
higher than
feel
weight
weightless.
level, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not, all the blood rushed to my head. I closed my eyes because I didn't want to look down, and I like felt myself kind of like I was drifting almost into the passing out level, but I did not. Yeah,
Dude, I
I
love
kept
that
it
one just
together.
because I felt weightless. Like you would like go up, and then when you were up, you would look up, and you would see everything upside down, down below you. Because
That's
like
not fun for me.
you're way over here, and you're looking up, and you just see the ground when you're looking up. Up is down, down is up. I love
That's
that.
not fun for me.
Oh, it's so
I
fun.
can't do that. I can't. But I battled it out. You were talking about all day about like how you were challenging yourself to be like not yelling on coasters by doing like the fighter pilot stuff.
Dude, it was awesome.
I was doing something similar on the swing, but that was because I didn't want to pass out. So
Yeah.
I was like just like gripping the arm bar thing. I was like
Yep.
closing my eyes, like breathing really heavy, like
Yep.
just
Yeah.
trying my best. But yeah, I mean, at least I can say I did it, I guess. But
Yeah.
probably won't do it again.
No. I saw somewhere it was like I don't know if it was us drunk walking around, but it was like it's like one of the biggest like swings like that in America or something.
Well, yeah, we were. I think we were driving back. Like we had started our drive back, and we saw a
Oh
billboard that
yeah.
was like it's the biggest
Like the
in.
world's largest swing or something.
Yes, it's the biggest ride of its kind. I guess I don't know, but
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed
Oh yeah.
it. We got lucky. Well, I don't know if it's luck or if it. I don't know. It was really hot,
Mhm.
and after we had done most of the coasters, I think we had like one that we hadn't done yet. I
Yeah.
started to get like dizzy and like needed a minute to just sit down and cool off. So we like found a place with some AC and some water, and then we went
Mhm.
out and sat down and just talked for a little while. I really
Yeah.
needed that because if I didn't do that, we might have had to leave sooner.
Yeah, that's
I was
true.
getting, I was getting to the point where like I was getting off the coasters and being feeling like a little dizzy is fine, but
Mhm.
like I was like stumbling. I was
catching
like,
your
oh no,
catching your
I was
footing.
definitely dehydrated and yeah, needed that. But Kai and Max, they didn't want to ride the rest of the coasters with us, and we went on a interesting time because there was beer fest going on
Oh yeah.
in the park, and
Yep.
we had passed it earlier, and we were like, "Oh, we got to do something." So me, you, and Steven
Got the moonshine.
got the moonshine, yeah, and then we just lost them, and
Yeah, we
we
went
lost
to
them
ride.
several times.
So we rode the first one all together, and then we got moonshine, and they went to get beer, and then we went to the second one, and they were like, "Nah, bro, we're not gonna go." And we're like, "Come
Yeah,
on, it'll be so cool. We can all go in the front." And they were like,
yeah.
"Nah." And then we went, and then they were nowhere to be found. So we went on another one, and then another one,
Yeah.
and
It
then
turned
another
into
one.
like we just split up and we didn't see them again until we like stopped to cool off and they came and found us. But
Yeah,
they were enjoying Beer Fest while we were enjoying the coasters.
the coasters. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we did get them to ride some at the end.
Mm-hmm. True.
The Kai really liked the cheetah hunt, which that one was cool. I just didn't like it kind of thrashed my neck around a little bit, just kind of like the tigress did. But
Oh yeah. There was some
yeah.
like tight like turns, kind of like a cheetah.
Mhm.
You could feel it, like you know what I mean.
Right, right, but my like, even when they had, like, the cushions up here, even with that,
Mm-hmm.
like, kinda hurt my neck a little bit, but Kai really liked that one,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That one was fun.
we rode that other one again, that one in the back corner, I don't even remember the name,
The
I
blue
wanna
one
say yeah,
that I
yeah,
say is blue, but it was actually yellow.
yeah. Well, that yeah, that one, and then like, me and you rode that one, and everybody else wanted to go to the one that had AC, so
Yeah.
they went to the one that's got AC before you get on,
True.
which I don't blame him. It was really hot
It
outside.
was so hot, man. Oh my god.
But then we got him to ride the big one, the red one. I don't even remember
Mm-hmm.
that one started with an S.
Shakira, that one.
Oh, that was yeah, the one were having problems pronouncing because it was like
Shakira,
Shikra, Chakra.
Shakira.
Um, yeah, but did get him to ride that one. What was really funny about that though is like we were trying to go front car
Mm-hmm.
because like
Yeah,
on
true, true.
this ride at like if you get front car, you get to the top, right, and you're like about to go to the drop and it just holds the coaster there and you like are
Yep.
looking down and like that's super super cool. So we're trying to get Max and Kai to go on the front car with us and they chickened out and they went second car line and then we were like sitting there trying to convince them to come back to the first car line and then a family entered the line right after us.
Yeah, true.
So we're like, you pussies, you fucking chickened out. And then
It
we
was so
got
funny.
we got done with the ride and I
Steven.
was like, yeah,
Steven,
Steven
bro.
is hilarious, dude. I was like, so we were up on the ride and like, they stop you right over the drop. And I was like, man, imagine not being in the front car right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that was my funny
Yeah.
thing. And then we got to the end and like, we're like creeping up to the front, to unload. And Steven's like, oh yeah, that was awesome. I can't imagine not doing the front car on this one.
He's like,
And
man, thank God you guys didn't go in the front car, man. Ooh, that could have been bad. Oh my gosh, that
yeah,
could have been so bad. Yeah, thank God you guys
right.
didn't go to the front car.
Just flaming him. It was so funny.
It was so funny. They were all just in the back, like, yeah, this is actually fun. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
I thought that
yeah,
was funny.
that was a good time.
When did we
We so
leave?
the park closes at 8, and I think we left the park at 7:30.
Hell yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
we were there
we
the whole
stayed
time.
there all day, which we didn't get there. I think the park opens at like 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
So we
got
didn't
there
get
at
there
like
until like
12, 1.
yeah, I want to say it was closer to 1. It was like by the time we got parked and everything,
Yeah,
we
true.
were we were there at 1, but we got lucky because it was like the perfect day to go. There
Mm-hmm.
was like no lines. The biggest line we waited in was like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all the kids were going back to school and we did it on a Friday, so it was kind of
Yeah,
awesome.
that's true.
But then we left and everybody was super tired. We were like, okay, let's find a place to eat, and
Yep.
then the chronicles of that struggle started.
Oh man, yeah, true. We
Yeah,
went to yeah.
went
Where did
to
we go to first? I
we
forgot.
went to American Social because when
You're
we were
right.
there, when me and you were there for spring break, one of Darcy's friends lives down in Tampa.
You're right.
Shout out to Claire Mercier. She has a vlog channel. Go check it
Hmm.
out. Anyway, uh, yeah, she showed us this American Social place, and it was pretty good. It was like right on the bay,
Yeah, it's in the heart of Tampa, basically, right?
right? And you got oysters there the last time, and you really liked them, and the service was really good. So I was like, yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's go try it.
True.
So we got like parked and everything, went up there, and I don't know what was going on, whether there was like some sort of event or graduation or something, but they had zero spots left the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the night. Like it was all reserved, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So anyway,
Yeah.
we were like, okay, is there anything close? And I was like, dog, if this is this bad, anything close is gonna be just
Yeah.
as horrible.
Even worse, right? So
So
we got out of there so we didn't have to pay parking, and
right,
then we drove. What was it called? Bahama or something?
Bahama Breeze.
Bahama
I
Breeze.
actually really like that place.
That was
I
fun.
got I got a fair amount of drinks, and my meal was not that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice. The jerk
I
chicken was
I got so many
fantastic.
oysters, bro.
Yeah, you did.
The oyster shot was
Oh
amazing.
my
I got this
god.
thing. I got this thing called the oyster shot. It was what was it like? Uh, Bloody Mary mix basically, with
It was
like
tomato juice and vodka and an
yeah,
oyster in it.
and an oyster, like an actual like an oyster, man, in there in the shot, and then you had to drink the shot and like swallow the oyster whole, and then like the dude came out. Who was it? Like the bartender, the head bartender,
I
the
don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know who he was, but he came out looking all professional. He's like, who got the oyster shot? Who got the oyster shot? Oh, is it you? Yeah. See, back in the day, I used to make these for everybody all the time. And then he started telling us a story. And I'm like, dude, are
Yeah.
you gonna want to stay here to see if I actually drink it? And then he left or something. And Kai recorded me. I went bop. But it was good. It was actually pretty good. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of Bloody Marys. So
Right. Right. Yeah. We've gone over how your previous
yep,
favorite drink at Cellar was a Bloody Mary, but
yeah,
yeah, I liked that place. It was a shame. Honestly, I wish we could have sat outside, but that was going to be a longer wait. So we got
true,
lucky with
true.
with
Yeah, it was so funny because
getting in quick.
like two people in front of us, they were like 40-minute wait. Oh, you want to sit outside? 40-minute wait. Oh, you want to see? Okay, 20-minute wait. And then it got to us, and they were like, "How many?" And we said five. And they turned around, and then there was this girl, and like they whispered, and I was like, and then I'm like, "No wait, no wait, no wait." And then they go, "Follow me, please." And then we're like,
Well, like,
"Yeah!" So we
well,
go to
we
the
went up
table.
there, and they were like, you want inside or outside
That's true.
after they asked how many, and I was like, whatever you can get us in, because we had already
That's true.
like we were super hungry. We hadn't eaten
Mm-hmm.
anything at Busch Gardens. We struck out an American Social, and so we were like, please just get us seated for the love of God. And
Yeah,
then they turned around and was like, like just like you said, do we have room for five? But then they took us in, and that was a dub. That was an immediate dub. And those
yeah.
drinks that they were making were hella good too.
They were good. I had a spiked cactus juice shot, also,
Yeah, yeah.
which was pretty good.
And we got done with that, and everybody was so tired. I remember on the drive to the Airbnb, it was just me and you jamming out in the front, and
Yep,
everybody else was zonked.
yep. That's
We
a
had
what, like a
some.
20-30 minute drive, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's a 30-minute drive
yeah.
from Tampa to Clearwater, which was where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was funny. Kai's snoring, breaking up the monotony of
Yeah.
boombastic,
Yes.
and then
Bangers.
Max and Steven being delirious and making horrible, horrible
Oh
jokes in
my
the
God,
backseat
I
of the
forgot about
car,
that.
talking about freaking monkeys that were dressed up like Avengers. I guess I don't know.
Dude, I don't even know. Steven, was it Steven? He was like, "Did you know that there's a group of monkeys in Africa that started using tools?"
Oh
And then,
yeah,
right? And then I was like, "Monkeys in Africa built this using only scraps in a in the jungle." And then I said Tony Monkey or something,
yeah,
or I don't
yeah.
even know.
It started with Tony Chimp, I think,
Tony Chimp, right? Yeah, Tony Chimp. And
and
after
then they
that,
went and listed off all the other Avengers with
yep,
just Chimp tagged on to the end of them, and that
yeah.
was hilarious. Apparently,
Leave it to the
I will say it
imagination.
was kind of funny that I was giggling after a little bit, but I think it was more just how delirious we were from walking around all day.
That's true. That's true. And
Yeah,
we had a couple drinks in us, which was
yeah, that's
funny.
true.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. But yeah,
we
no, we
got
got. What time did we get to the Airbnb in
oh,
Clearwater?
probably
Oh,
two
actually, I
thirty.
remember. Just because the car.
Oh,
It was 11 p.m. because I
yeah,
remember that it was free after 11, and I was like, "Oh, it's 10:58. We're good."
yeah,
And we had to talk to the Airbnb lady to see where we could park at. And there was
right.
one free parking spot in all of Tampa.
In all of Clearwater, and we got it.
Clearwater.
We had to
Yep.
wait. We had to wait till after we got back from the bars that night for it to be open. But we,
We're like, we'll move the car at 6, bro. We're good.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, we got back to the Airbnb, and it was late, and I was concerned because I was like, man,
Hmm.
it's my bachelor party. I'm trying to get fucked up.
Yeah. True.
I was like, I
True.
don't know if I got enough time to get fucked up. So, but we got like ready. We got all dressed up. It took
Hmm.
everybody a minute to just get settled and get stuff on. And then we
True.
were walking through downtown Clearwater, and we're like, we're just trying to find a bar,
Hmm.
and we hear free shots at 11:30 from
Yeah.
the
True.
upper
True.
upper deck of a bar, and we look at her like Steven looked at his watch and he's like, it's 11:32.
We're like, we
So we
better
go
hurry up.
upstairs. We go upstairs. We get a whole bunch of free shots. We're like,
Yep.
let's go.
What was it
The
called?
DJ
Hoogens?
Hogan's Hangout. Yeah,
Hogan's.
yeah.
Hogan's Hangout. Yeah.
It was I was surprised for a Friday night. It was not popping at all in that bar, but the DJ was loving it. I don't know if he had been drinking or what, but he was having a good time.
Oh, he was
Uh, yeah, he
sick.
was. Won't say his DJ service was fantastic because
He was hit or miss for sure.
there were some duds in there, but he had some good ones too. He had some good
Hmm.
ones too. The main attraction though was like the free shots he was giving out every hour. So
Yeah.
we stayed for another hour because he was like, we might do
Hmm.
another round at 12:30.
We got so many drinks. We got like three free shots and like two or three drinks in there. And
Yeah.
then we went to another bar at 12:30.
Yeah, at 12:30 we got that shot and we're like, okay, let's go next door. We went next door and I don't even remember how long we were in there. We were drinking. I know you guys bought a few rounds.
Hmm.
Um
There was a
and
whole
we were
arcade in
drinking.
there too, right?
Yeah, and I was trying to play
That was
pinball and my
yeah,
freaking card wouldn't work.
and it wouldn't work.
I was so upset. Yeah, I was trying to play pinball so bad. I tried all three machines and my debit card wouldn't or my credit card wouldn't work.
Hmm.
And then we were literally just like the club was fine, but the songs were mid again. Like
Yeah,
I
true,
don't know.
true.
They weren't doing it for me. So we were literally just hanging out and talking in the arcade because they had like a table in the middle.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out and talking in there and
True.
I think we left early that night. Like not
We
super early,
well,
but
so like the bar closed. That bar closed at like 3, and
yeah.
we left at like 2. Like we left an
Yeah.
hour before close time. But we were hungry, and we left because Max had bought pizza
Oh yeah.
from the place that was supposed to be right there next to us. So we're all
Yes.
stumbling out of the bar. Oh fuck, we're hungry. Where's the pizza? And we walk in the pizza place, and I don't know what the hell they said. All I know is Max is like, "I bought it from the other place. We gotta walk."
Well, I was like, I don't remember who said something. Somebody said something. He was like, "How far is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it was like zero point 0.7 miles or something." Or
Yeah,
no, it was longer. He said, did he say zero point 0.7 miles or did he say longer?
he might have said 7 miles. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay,
It
I thought he
wasn't
said zero point
7 miles
0.7, but
though.
I was pretty drunk. So I was like, okay, I guess that's not that bad. And then he was talking to somebody and he was like, yeah, it's like just right across the roundabout. And so we were like, okay, that's not that
Hmm.
far. We can walk. And so we got to the roundabout and like y'all were like, y'all were like, oh yeah, we got to piss. So
Yeah, we took a piss in the bushes.
you guys went to the bushes, and I for some reason was mesmerized by this dude holding a giant copper anchor. So I
Hmm.
gravitated towards the dude with the giant copper anchor, and then
Hmm.
I turned around and you guys were gone, and I was like, "What? Wait!" And then I, somebody called me. I think one of
Hmm.
you called me.
Yeah, I called you because I'm like, I gotta know where this guy is. We can't have a hangover on our hands and lose Doug.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I was pretty drunk, but I was sitting like right next to the copper dude. I think I was trying to figure out how to take a selfie, but then you called me, and I was like, son of a bitch, I wanted to take a selfie.
One less picture from the weekend.
Yeah, I know. And then I saw you guys walking around the roundabout, and I was like, okay, I'll just meet up with them. And then I saw you like start running, and I was like, oh, no, I'm gonna start running.
Yep, and the sprinklers were on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so there was like water everywhere. And oh my gosh, and it was like 3 in the morning by this time. At this point,
Well, I don't know if
close to
we had
3,
just left the bar. It was yeah, it was getting
2.
like 2:30 ish maybe, but
Yeah.
we walked for so long. Like I was fine with a small walk, but that pizza place was like at the end of the island, and our
Mhm.
Airbnb was on the north part of the island.
Mhm.
So we
So we
like
walked all the way south.
yeah, we walked in total that night. We probably walked
Mhm.
over 3 miles.
Yeah, we walked down. We got the pizza, and then we were just. That was cool though. Walking back from the
Yeah.
pizza at the beach, just
Okay.
eating pizza with water on my feet, in my feet,
I
at my
had
feet.
I had a better time the following night on
True.
the beach, but because I was like the alcohol was hitting me pretty hard, like right as we were approaching the pizza place, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, dude, like now I have to piss," and then I was like, "There's no good place to piss," and
Mm-hmm.
then you were like, just go over here in this corner, and like we went into this corner, and I started pissing, and like all these people were funneling out of the other club that's
Yep.
on Clearwater.
Because it
Uh,
closes 3 or something.
yeah, it closes at 3, and I think it's called like Shepherds or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all funneling out of the parking garage. So like I'm pissing in the corner, and everybody's walking by, and then by that time, like the other three had already gone towards pizza place. So I was like, I'm walking back.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off. And I was like, so then we started walking back, and I do remember this like being a canon moment. We walked
Mm-hmm.
past this like it had to have been 4 or 5 star hotel with a
Yep.
fountain out front, and you were just like, I gotta touch it, and I was like, yo, I kind of want to touch it too.
Dude, that fountain was so touchable, man. It was like water raining down, and it was like a cascade, and I was like, dude, I'm
Yeah.
touching this. I have to touch it.
Yeah, yeah, and so then we messed with the fountain, and then, like, right around well, I guess before the fountain, we tried to go to the beach, like, there was a sidewalk in
Mm-hmm.
between the hotels, and we walked down the sidewalk, and it was just rocks,
It
there was
was
no
just
beach,
rocks.
and
It
I
felt
was
like the
like, "Oh,
reservoir.
yeah, this isn't gonna work," but, then we walked some more, found the fountain, went around the fountain, and there's the beach,
Mm-hmm.
but
We
there was
waited
some
for we waited for the guys to catch up to us there,
yeah,
and then they caught up
well,
to us, and then we got a pizza.
there were some interesting people in that parking lot, and I was kinda like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
True, true.
But, yeah, we started walking on the beach, but it was such a far walk even on the beach, like, my
Mm-hmm.
ankles were in pain by the end of it.
You wouldn't shut up about your ankles.
Yeah,
It
that
was
that
you're like my ankles. Like, come on, bro.
that
You
that
got pizza.
tracks.
Walk on the water.
That tracks. I mean, I was drunk as hell. You guys made me walk 3.5 miles. I was pissed off. The pizza was subpar at best,
Yep. That was some
and
fucking
the
some little
bottom was
Caesars,
burnt.
some little Caesars pizza
Yeah.
quality.
And then we got like I do remember this. I don't remember everything from that walk. Like after having the pizza, I don't remember like everything that was going on during that walk.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because there was nothing going on during that walk. But I do remember getting to like the pier or something,
Mm-hmm.
and the guys are like, "Okay, we need to like turn on the GPS so we know where we're going." And I do remember being like, "See that big one with the coniferous trees in front of it? That's where we're going." Even I know that,
Uh,
and I'm drunk. I was like,
the
I'm kind of being
coniferous trees.
after I said that, I kind of like was like, I'm kind of being a little bit of a dick right now. These guys came to help celebrate my bachelor party. I should probably shut up.
Nah, it was a good time. It was funny. And then we walked back. We got back to our place probably what like 3:34,
Yeah, it was late.
very late. And then we woke up at like I woke up at like 9:30 because the sink was clogged. Kai was like, "The sink is clogged, bro." Right before we left, and I was like, "Dude, fucking okay, whatever." And we partied, and then I woke up the next day, and there was just water everywhere in the sink. It was filled with water. So I got the plunger,
Oh, you plunged the sink. I didn't
and I
hear about this
plunged the
until now.
sink, bro, at 9:30 in the morning. And it was disgusting, but it worked. And then I put the plunger down. I washed my hands like 5 times. And then I just kind of chilled in bed because I'm like, I can't sleep after this. And at
Fair
at
enough.
10:30, people started. I showered after that, and then at 10:30, people started waking up.
Yeah, I remember I woke up. I think I woke up around 10. I took a shower, got some clothes on. I didn't realize you were up yet because you had just stayed in your room the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we got everybody up, and then honestly, this might be my favorite part of the entire trip because there was like a bar right next to our Airbnb.
Yep.
The
That is
Reefers,
part of the
Reefers.
reason why our live stream sucked.
Yeah, that is definitely part of the reason why the live stream wasn't that good. Is
Everything was
because
okay. Like if everything happened as it happened up until this point, the live stream would have been okay. But there was a bar right there outside of the thing, and when we went to check on the car, because we got back, we moved the car, and then we
yeah,
went to check on the car. We're like, okay, let's check on the car, see if it's still there. And we check, and we see the sign says or not free breakfast,
breakfast all
all
day.
day, yeah, all day
Yeah.
breakfast or something. And we were like, no way.
So we walked into the bar, sat down, They're like, we really weren't planning on starting drinking. I wasn't planning on starting drinking that
Hmm.
early. But we saw bottomless mimosas, and I was like,
Yes,
oh hell yeah,
dude. Fuck. My mistake was
hell
getting
yeah.
the Bellini, man, because they were like, I'm out of peach juice, but I made it with peach schnapps, and I'm like, okay, fuck.
So it's all liquor. I honestly regret getting. I don't regret getting the mimosas because the mimosas were really good,
Hmm.
and I downed 5 of them, and that put me on a good mood pretty much the rest of the day. But
Yes.
the I wish I would have got the Bellinis because one, they were super good, and two, we saw the aftermath, which was also amazing.
They were very strong. Oh my god, I called my
Yeah,
parents. I bought like three things. I
yeah.
don't even remember, man. There's so much going on.
You were trying to find a marker, and you were trying to con the lady in the shop out of her marker, and she's like, "I only have one." So we went to the CVS across the street because I don't remember what I needed something else
uh,
from the CVS. I don't remember.
Kai needed a speedo,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
swimming thing, cap.
Yeah. And so while we were in the CVS, I got you a Sharpie, and it only came in 2 packs. And so we got a Sharpie for your hat. I don't know
Hmm.
where the other one went. I put it on my shirt. It's gone. I don't know where it's at.
Bangkok has them now. Clearwater has them now.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, we did all that, and then we're like, okay. We get back from the shops, and it was like we had like an hour and a half until stream time.
Hmm.
And I was kind of just like, well, you guys can go to the beach. I'm gonna try and get this set up for the stream because it's too short of a time for me
Yeah,
to go for like 20 minutes and then have to come back and set
and
up.
then come back. Yeah.
So this is where the sequence of events starts because Pedro was fucked up on Belize.
I was gone, man. I
He
was
was deleted.
absolutely gone. I was not in this earth. I was in the next.
I don't know if you remember this, but this is really funny. So me, you, and Steven were sitting at the table, right?
Yes.
And I was trying to like do some tests for the audio so we knew whether we could use 2 mics or we were able to use 1 mic or something.
Yeah.
And you were drunk and you were like trying to do it and you're like so we were sitting there and you're like, okay, let me try something. And you sit there and I'm so like you were getting a little frustrated with me, rightfully so. I was trying to get things set up because I wanted this live stream to be good. But you're getting a
Yes.
little frustrated with me, and then you were like, "Let me try something," and then you just put your head down, and I was like, "Okay, he needs a minute." So like I got up to do some other stuff, and then I come back, and you had shut your computer off, and just was sleeping on the table, and Steven saw it. Steven saw it too, and he was laughing his butt off. He was like, "Let me try something." It just it was so funny. And so anyway, I stole your laptop from you. Or
Hmm.
no, I was like, okay, we'll figure it out. Like there's still
Hmm.
plenty of time. And
Yeah.
like we had picked up some beers and stuff. And so I was like I went outside cuz I wanted to do it out. They had like a patio area
Right. Yeah. The little patio.
with a picnic table, and I thought, oh, that'd be really cool. If you can go do it outside, and everybody's drinking beers. It'd be a close enough shot with the picnic table that we could get everybody on screen. Like,
Mm.
didn't have to do a whole lot of rearranging. And so, like, I was trying to get everything set up out there, and then we finally started getting close. So, like, we woke you up, and you were like, okay, I gotta get ready. So you went into your room. I was like, fuck, okay. So I stole your laptop.
Yep.
I got everything set up outside, had the mic tested, like everything was golden. And then
Hmm.
I heard thunder. I was like,
Yes.
fuck. I looked up and there's a cloud right there. And I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
no.
And we were like 5 minutes from showtime.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is going to go so poorly.
I
And
didn't know it was that fast of a turnaround.
yeah, yeah. Like I was out there on the picnic table for 10, 15 minutes, had everything set up, had tested
Hmm.
the audio, had tested the camera angle, and the only thing I hadn't done was create the actual stream. And then I heard the thunder and I was like, son of a bitch, you know? And
Yeah.
so we pulled everything in and like moved the couches, and you come out of your bedroom finally and you're like, what are you doing? And I had the like create the stream thing up. You're like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? And I was like, be my guest, go for it. I was like, and then so you X'd out, you clicked the same button I did and started the stream. I was like I was just rolling with it at this point
Oh
because
my
you still
god.
weren't completely out of it, and,
Yeah, I honestly I don't remember the stream at all. Like I don't like looking at the video, I was like, "Oh, I was pretty functional." But I don't remember
yeah.
anything.
Well, here's the problem. So, there were several things that happened that led to the stream being just as horrible as it was,
Mhm.
and so I came in wanting to do, like not like interview style, but, like, have some things lined up for each of our guests so that they would be able to talk for a while, and it would be entertaining, and then we could get into what happened last night, yada, yada, yada.
Mhm.
So we started and it was a really slow start. Like I kept trying to get somebody to talk for longer. And
Mhm.
then what kept happening was we would get somebody to talk and then like Kai would jump in and grab the mic. And he would grab the mic from the center of the table and put it really close to his lips. No
Yeah.
offense, Kai, if you're listening, I love you. But then nobody can hear anyone else.
True.
And so I was like, that was stressing me out a little bit. I was already frazzled from having to move
Yep.
the stream from inside to or from outside to inside. And so like all of my questions, I think I had my questions wrote down on my phone,
Mhm.
but I had left my phone in the bedroom like after I was trying to put away my mic and get everything set up inside.
Mhm.
And so I was like trying to remember them off the top of my head because I didn't want to leave the shot.
Yeah.
And then so like I asked the first one and then I was like we had discussed having questions for each of us. And
Mhm.
I looked at you and I was like, what, like Steven mentions like, okay, you guys said you had questions. And I looked at you and I was like, what you got? You were like, questions. Huh?
And I was like, "Questions? What
What?
questions? What?"
What questions?
And then
And I was
I
like,
asked Kai, I think I asked Kai like, "What's your name?" Cuz I don't know. My thought was like we would each be like, "Oh, like tell me like what your name is, where you're from and what you majored in so that you get that out of the way before we start talking about like stories, and just give a brief intro." But like all I could think of in my Bellini brain was, "What is your name?" And it turned out to be the greatest chaos ever seen. But no, I think it was a good learning experience
right.
for
I'm
all of
not
us.
calling it a total loss. I mean, we did learn some things. I thought, being like having it be a pregame and like, getting people to open up with alcohol would be a good idea, but it was very poorly set up. We got to plan a little better next time. But
We were already
yeah,
named.
we right. After you were like questions, I was like, "Oh, this is all downhill
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
This is all downhill from here." Because I didn't have my phone with the questions written down on it, and
Mhm.
we couldn't get anything rolling conversation wise. Max was really trying. I appreciate Max's efforts. He was going into stories, and even
Yeah.
Steven was trying to help out too.
True.
But it was we couldn't get anything rolling. And to be honest, I absolutely hated that camera angle with like the couches in a V. I was like, oh my god. But I was already stressed out. So I think I did finally break down and I just left the stream for a minute and
Yeah.
went and chugged a beer and then grabbed another beer and came back. I was like, I need to not
Yeah.
feel anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's
But nah,
okay.
man. Yeah.
We took the L on that one,
Mhm.
and but we after that immediately, like I was like, well, we're not going to be able to use that for audio. Like that was not good.
Yeah.
If we post that, Spotify is going to just take us down.
True. They're gonna
We'll
destroy
get
us.
we'll get negative followers from that.
That's
Like
true.
people will unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I was like, whatever. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the trip. We'll figure it out later. So we went to the
Mhm.
beach, and the beach was a really good time too. We
Oh, I
went out
liked it.
there, like everybody was coming off the beach because it was like 6 o'clock and the sun was setting, and so went out there and swam, and we swam for a good I want to say like 2 hours probably.
Yeah, we swam from the time we got there until the sunset, and then a
Yeah,
little after too.
as soon as the sun went down though, I like think everybody was like, "Yep, it's time to go." Like I remember like the sun went over the horizon, and we were making the joke because we're big Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah,
fans. We are like,
true.
"I think we're gonna see
The
the
green
green
flag.
flash." And then like as soon as it went over the horizon, it was like Steven like like stepped up out of the water and he's like, "Okay." I was like, "Yeah, that's a good stop to this is a good stopping point, you know."
Yeah, true.
But then we went back and got ready. Did we go to eat that night?
Yeah, we went to the beach side bar right there,
Oh, that's right. We
next to
went
the
to Palm
Airbnb.
Pavilion.
Palm
Yeah,
Pavilion, yeah.
I
We got
remember
what did we get?
we got gator tail appetizers. I remember that.
Gators and that drink with coconut and alcohol and pineapple.
Yes. Yeah, pina colada.
Pina colada, yes. Jesus Christ, I couldn't remember that.
Yeah, we got well, they had some really good frozen drinks. I had a couple. I actually spilled one of mine though. That was tragic. But
Oh yeah,
anyway,
true.
uh,
Oh man.
yeah, so we had a few drinks there, and we came out, and we were like, okay, cigar bar.
Yeah.
So, and we spent most of the night at the cigar bar. And to be honest, I
Mhm.
was not upset about it because that was super chill. It was
Mhm.
nice, smoking cigars. Uh,
That's true.
there, I mean, I don't want to out the bar, but like the cigar that I had was not great. But you go more for the experience. I think it wasn't
True.
great.
True.
I was expecting it to be like mid level because it cost mid level.
Yeah.
But
It
anyway,
was definitely not mid level.
then we got some drinks and I downed three not very good old fashions, and then I
Mm,
was like, okay, I'll stop with old fashions and I'll get this other thing, and it was
true.
whiskey and white wine, and it was also not good.
Max had so much whiskey that night, it was wild. He
Yeah,
kept ordering them. Ah, sorry. I'm yawning.
dang, unprofessional.
Yeah, I know. So much.
Anyway, yeah,
But
Max had a lot, but
yeah.
then they closed down the bar. Like we stayed till close. They were like
Hmm.
1:30. They closed at 2. They're like, okay, don't know where you're going, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Yeah. They
And
gave
so
us the
we
boot.
went into the other bar. It was right next door that closed at 3. We were
And
vibing with the band.
there was that live band playing.
Yeah, they were really good, but they were
They
not
were.
taking suggestions.
Yeah, true. True.
I was almost getting secondhand embarrassment because both Steven and Kai were making suggestions and they kept saying, "No, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. No, we don't do that." And I was like, "Guys, it's fine. Just listen. They're jamming anyway, you know?"
True.
But yeah, I think the rest of that night, it was not uneventful, but it wasn't like crazy, which is fine.
No.
I wasn't.
Yeah, no wild things happened.
Yeah,
We just kind of chilled at the bar until that bar closed too. And then we went to the beach and just you wanted to swim for some reason so
yeah, I
bad.
did.
So you went over there and ahead of us, and we were like, "Please don't be drowned. Please still be okay."
Well,
And
so what happened was is Kai was pretty toasted.
and he lost his.
He
Oh
lost
my
his debit
god.
card, and so he was
Yep.
like on the phone with his mom at what it was like 3 in the morning. He was on the
I don't
phone with his
know.
mom.
Yeah, I don't know why he was with his mom. What is his mom gonna do? He lost it in Clearwater. His mom's in Chicago, way
I
over
don't.
there.
Hey, I understand. I'm a mama's boy too. Like I get it, but uh, yeah, I'm kind of on the like
I call my mom every time I'm drunk. I'm not gonna call her when I lose my card. I'll call
yeah.
her when I'm drunk, but not when I lose my card.
Well, anyway, he was on the phone with her, and you guys were like waiting on him because he was pretty toasted.
He
I was
couldn't walk or
also,
talk.
yeah, yeah. He was worse off than I was, but I was also pretty toasted,
Mm-hmm.
and so I Jack Sparrowed run all the way out to
Yes.
the beach, and I just dipped into the water. I didn't go out very far because I know sharks are nocturnal and most shark attacks happen at night. So
Mm-hmm.
I was a little cognizant of that even in my drunken stupor. But I went out down to like waist level, and I was like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
And then I came back up, and I was like chilling in the water, and you guys were all sitting on the beach talking, and then Max and Kai fell asleep on the beach.
Yes. Dude, it was so funny because as soon as they fell asleep and Kai would snore every 5 minutes, and or 5 seconds. But it was so funny because after we left, like we talked for hours, and after we left, we woke both of them up, and Max stood up and he was like fine, right? He had like some sand on his back because
Yeah.
he was laying down on his back, right? So he stood up and he had some sand on his back, and then Jakai stood up, and my God, bro, He looked like, dude, I don't even know what kind of. He looked like a piece of fried chicken, man. He was,
He was breaded.
he was breaded, my guy. He was covered in sand. He didn't know what was what because he was like so drunk, and he
Yeah,
woke up and he was covered in sand, and we were like, dude, no.
yeah.
I was like, the Airbnb is gonna give me a bad review. There's gonna be sand everywhere. Oh my
There
god.
was definitely sand everywhere. The night before, I didn't take a shower before I went into bed,
Mhm.
and I was swimming and sitting on the beach. Well, I wasn't swimming the night before, but I was like, I had sat down in the sand, and had gotten sand everywhere, and I just went straight to bed. So there was sand in my bed everywhere. And so yeah, they might have had a tough time with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, the second night was pretty chill. I enjoyed myself, and
Uh-huh.
then the next morning though, I paid for it dearly because I
Oh,
was
that was rough. Yeah.
so hungover. It was so bad.
Yeah. It was the whole
I
day
haven't.
culminating.
Yeah, I had not been that hungover in a long, long time because I'm out of college and I don't drink as much now.
Right.
So
We're
I
dangerous.
remember getting up and I'm like, holy cow! It was similar to the Kentucky situation, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
I got up and I was able to function. I was getting packed and everything,
Uh-huh.
and I was fine as long as I was like moving under my own power. But
Mhm.
as soon as we got in that car, man, things went downhill.
Out.
Like we got in the car and like all that movement was making me sick, and we dropped Steven and Kai off at the airport. Said goodbye
Mhm.
to them. Which, by the way, that was hilarious because he was the last one
Yeah.
up because he was
Uh-huh.
so drunk last night. So he was the last one up, and he really needed to be the first one because him and Steven had flights out of there at, I
Right.
don't know, like noon. And so he was the last one up, last one to get packed. We were all like kind of waiting on the front porch for him to leave. So then
Mhm.
we all load up in the car. Everything gets loaded up. We get in. We drive to the airport, and Kai falls asleep on the way to the airport. So he's
Mhm.
he's snoring
He's
again in the
snoring.
back.
He's mad snoring.
Yeah, and Steven's a little annoyed already. We can kind of tell, but he's trying to end things off well. He's like, "Yeah, that
Uh-huh.
was fun, guys. Like, got to get together again." And then like we pop the trunk. Steven gets his bag out, and Kai's just like he's moving slow, which rightfully so. He drank a lot the night before, but you got to recognize the situation a little bit. He's
Yep.
moving slow, so Steven just like jerks his bag out of the trunk, puts the trunk down, and Steven starts like fast walking into the airport, and then Kai's just like slowly walking behind. It
Yeah.
was so funny. I was laughing so hard after I saw that because I don't think any of you guys saw it. You guys were just like talking in the
No.
car, but I was like, I had my head turned around to make sure that they got everything,
Yeah.
and it was hilarious. It was so
That's
funny.
funny. Yeah.
But yeah, then we drove for I don't know an hour or so maybe, and I was like, guys, I gotta stop. This ain't good.
Yeah. We
This
stopped. We
ain't
got
good.
some snacks. Started driving again. I was
I
pretty
stopped
damn
at the
tired.
Waffle House, which by this point, I should mention, by this point, we knew that there was a hurricane coming.
Mhm.
Adalia was on the way. At that time, North Tampa was on the list of like possible landfall locations. And
Yep.
so, like, we were like, yeah, we planned this trip perfectly. Like, we're getting out of here. But, like, I also
Right.
expected people to be like getting ready, like as you do for a hurricane.
Right.
We had to wait at the Waffle House to get seated.
Yeah. People were.
People are just out getting Waffle House before the hurricane.
That's true.
So, but we were at the Waffle House. I started feeling a little better after I gagged a few times outside and drank some water. But
Yep.
then we
Yep.
got in the vehicle and I was like, okay, I got to take a nap for a bit. So
Mhm.
I took a nap, and after the nap, I woke up and I was like, this still isn't going well. Like I feel horrible, but
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let you drive the whole way back, especially since you had to travel. So
Yeah.
I took over, got a Sprite and a Gatorade, and we powered through the rest of the drive.
The
And then we
Sprite.
dropped you off at the airport, and
Yep.
that was the end of it, I thought, but apparently things did not end there.
Yeah, I had way more to do. My flight was supposed to be at like 8, um, and I was gonna fly, let's see, 8. Yeah, it was at 8, and then I would get to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte I would fly to Baltimore. which is where I flew from originally. So I was supposed to get to Baltimore at like 10:30 or 11, and make it back home at like 12, and then go to work, wake up to work at 5, and make it to work at 6, because I get in at 6. And what actually happened was Charlotte was shut down. Charlotte Airport was shut down because there was a storm.
Yeah.
So I left Savannah at like 11, 12, and my other flight was at 2:30. So I got to Baltimore at like 4:30, and I drove home. I remember I got home and I looked at my watch, and it was 6 in the morning, and I just showered and went to work, and I live right there. So it was wild because I went to bed the last night before, kind of, napped like an hour in the car,
Yeah.
napped an hour in the airport, and then went to work the next day after this whole bender of a weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a wild day at work, man. I don't remember anything I did. I wrote
Yeah.
some notes. I don't remember. I messaged some coworkers. I don't remember. I went to meetings. I don't remember.
Well, and this is the second situations in a sequence that causes us to miss an episode last week because
True.
that happened to you. Then you were so busy at work, you came in late and were lacking
Hmm.
on sleep, so we didn't have time that night to set up a recording session to get a new episode out. And
Hmm.
then Tuesday night, you weren't going to be able to do anything. Um,
Hmm.
and so Tuesday, where I live, we were preparing for the storm because the storm was supposed to be heading right over the top of us.
Right.
And so I was like, well, I can still fit this in. Hopefully, we'll get it posted and everything. Well, Tuesday night ended up happening where you couldn't do it. And so I was like, well, crap, we're going to miss another episode, which it's like, it's fine. We just need to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot to make a post that evening because we were like kind of stressed out. It's my first hurricane ever. I'm from the Midwest.
Right.
So I was like trying to get stuff ready, make sure the house is all in order. And then the next day, the storm started. And once again, we're kind of like freaking out because it's the first hurricane and we're checking the weather and everything. And it could just completely slip my mind that I needed to make this post.
Yeah.
And then by the time I remembered I needed to make the post, the power was out.
Oh no.
And the power was out for 2 days. And so, I mean, I could have made the post, I guess, using data and
Hmm.
everything, but I just didn't have my computer set up, and
No. Yeah. True. True.
yeah. So,
That's
anyways,
crazy.
that's what led to us not having any episode last week, and sincerely apologize about that. But that is all we have for this episode. We
Hmm.
appreciate you guys for listening. We're going to keep continuing to record and be better about getting things out at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. I promise if you keep checking, there should be something there. And
Yes.
hopefully, if there isn't, we'll let you know. But yeah, we appreciate the support, and we'll catch you next time.
All right. Wait. Wait. All right. Outro song is over.